You guys excited for this? All right. Woo. These chairs are nice.
Hard to control these things.
Okay, so to begin with, I want to introduce you guys to Tim. I kind of told you guys his story a little bit earlier today, and I don't want to give away the documentary either. This is kind of fun. Neither of us have actually seen it yet, and so we're going to be watching with you guys live tonight for the first time, which is going to be really, really fun. But you want to kind of tell me real quick your backstory about how you got into this line of work, I guess, or I don't even call it.
Yeah, awesome. Well, first, thanks so much. Thank you all so much for letting us come here and learning about what we're doing, really. So I spent 12 years as a special agent, as an undercover operator for the U.S. government, doing anti-trafficking work. And it's something that even in the early 2000s when I was working it, so overwhelming. And even today, shocking to most people, how many children, millions of children, believe it or not, are forced into slavery today. Sex slavery, labor slavery, organ harvesting is something we're now discovering is a huge thing in certain regions that we're at. So after 12 years of working these kind of cases, I decided to break away and start a private organization, an organization that wouldn't be prohibited by jurisdictional limitations and bureaucracy, a vehicle that we could go to every place that was needy, every country in the world. We're in 15 countries, including the U.S., bringing the resources, empowering law enforcement, doing undercover work for law enforcement agencies that need that. Unfortunately, we are the demand in this country. We're the highest consumer, highest producer of child pornography, which means countries like Colombia or Haiti or Thailand, they can use us, sign us up as undercover operators, and we can infiltrate those black markets because we can connect with those dirtbag pedophiles who are hurting kids all around the world. We can find them, infiltrate them. And so that's what we do, and that's why we created Operation Underground Railroad. The other reason is as a private organization, we can provide a vehicle for you, for the public to get involved. This is a problem that's not going to go away by sitting back and saying the governments are going to handle this. It's way too big. And so we need a vehicle where you can come and join the fight. And ClickFunnels and Russell, we're so grateful to you guys and to Nick and his team for jumping in this vehicle and basically helping it to move even faster than we ever imagined. And there's going to be opportunities for you guys to get in this vehicle with us and help us rescue kids.
Awesome. Nick, do you want to talk about your experience filming this whole journey?
Yeah, so I'm a director, so it's sort of like my family thinks, they're like, oh, so you write them? I'm like, no. They're like, so you work the cameras? I'm like, no. Like, oh, so you edit? I'm like, no. So it's sort of like Office Space. What exactly would you say you do around here? So I have an amazing team, and when Russell called me and said, hey, would you be interested in making this film? I said, of course. If I didn't, who would I be? But second of all, I honestly didn't know we were going to end up in a raid van in Haiti with special forces. Like, that wasn't exactly part of the job description. But it was amazing. The experience truly changed my life and my crew. And, I mean, first of all, Russell, you are the real deal for just calling me out of nowhere and just saying you want to do this. So thank you. And Tim, give it up for Russell. There you go. He deserves it. There's a lot of people who talk a good game, but you do well, man. Thank you. And then, Tim, to see you the way you operated in Haiti when we're trying to pull off getting the government to approve things, and there's politics, and it was just insane. And then sort of going on a raid was never on my bucket list. And when I got home, I got grounded because I didn't tell my wife what I was doing. Because I was like, well, you slept good those 2 nights, right? She's like, yeah. I'm like, you're welcome. But that didn't work out so good. So it was amazing. I will just share a little bit about the film. I only spend time making films that are positive. This was a super hard subject for me, but when Russell and I first talked about it, we said it has to end, there has to be hope in it, or there's sort of no reason to do it. So I will tell you, I really hope you come back tonight to watch the film, because while it is a tough subject, we tackled it with a ton of hope, and you will go on a journey together. You will all join us on the mission in Haiti. You'll feel like you're there, and you'll walk out of here. You're probably going to ugly cry, I will warn you, but you're going to walk out of here knowing that humanity is in a much better place than you thought it was because of guys like Tim and, of course, Russell for putting this together. So there's some heavy moments because I wanted to sanitize it. That's sort of my was predisposed to do that, to make things so my 10-year-old and my 6-year-old, my 13-year-old could see it. But there's plenty of sanitized stuff about this out there on Dr. Phil and other places, and no one really knows the depths of it. And so we had to show some darkness and had to show Tim going into some dark places, talking to some people. And I think it's super important for you to see it, because I didn't put anything in there to be sensationalistic. I put it in there so you would see how dark it is. And when I didn't understand how dark it was till I got out of the vehicle on the street in Haiti, and this brothel was basically kids living in cages, essentially. And so the good news is it's very redemptive. The work Tim and these guys are doing is insane, and you have to see it to believe it. And so I truly hope I uploaded the final cut last night after I approved it at 10 o'clock last night, so we were working down to the wire. And I'm super excited to see the looks on your all's faces when you see this film.
It's awesome. All right. So what we're doing now is, I actually want to show you guys the trailer. It's a few minutes long, but it'll kind of capture the journey and see what's going to happen. And then we're going to come back from that, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit. And the biggest thing that every single person I've talked to about this, the biggest thing they all ask me afterwards, like, what can I do to help? And I think after you guys see this, it's going to be the big question as well. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well. And like I said, like what we've all said, like, we'd love for you guys to come back after dinner and experience this with us. And then when the film is over, I'm going to have both these guys up here on stage and open the mics to you guys. I know there's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be, I think a lot of you guys are going to need closure on things. So we're going to open it up for you guys to ask these guys questions, anything you want to find out. And that's what's going to be happening tonight. And like we said, it's one of these things that it takes you into a really dark place. But the exciting thing for me, like the very first time I saw this trailer, I remember feeling like despair. And then I watched it the second time, and the second time all I felt was the hope. You'll see Tony Robbins in this film. You'll see Glenn Beck. You'll see all these people. And like by the second time I watched it, I was just like, it was like a war cry for me. Like, I want to stop this. I want to be part of this. I want to do whatever I can to be part of the cause and not sweep it away, not ignore it. And I think sometimes it's important for us to feel those things, because that's what makes us care enough to actually do what we need to do to help fix this. And this is something where when we do help the cause, it's insane. You're literally saving kids and saving their lives, and it's pretty amazing. So anything you want to say before we fire up the trailer?
I'll just say, and I'll probably repeat it again tonight, but interviewing Glenn Beck, one thing he said that blew my mind was, everyone says if I was around when slavery was around, I would be the biggest abolitionist. He goes, but where are you now? We have more slaves now than there have ever been in the whole world. Become an abolitionist, watch this film and join in. It's amazing stuff these guys do.
Awesome. All right, can you keep the video?
I never dreamed that I would work in Haiti. I didn't know anything really about Haiti until I learned about a little boy who was born in Utah, U.S. citizen, and was kidnapped in Haiti from his church, where his father was the pastor. I read about it in the local newspaper. I thought that I could make it into a U.S. case, and I couldn't, because it wasn't. We had to leave our jobs. I had to leave my job because I just had to do something about it. We went to Haiti to look for his son.
Yeah, it's right here.
And we never found him.
People weren't talking about human trafficking like they are now. And really it's because of the work and efforts by organizations like Operation Underground Railroad.
It's a subject that nobody wants to think about or talk about. It's the worst part of humanity.
Okay. Wow.
And yet, we've got to do something about it.
Please get on the ground right now. Get on the ground. Get on the ground right now. Get on the ground. Put that down right on the ground.
Every 30 seconds, a child is sold. They're sold for sex, they're sold for labor, they're sold for organ harvesting, which is something we're now getting into. There's 6 million children that are forced into one of those 3 categories right now, and the world doesn't know.
Not a lot of people know, but the profile for men who travel abroad to have sex with kids are American citizens.
The U.S. creates the demand. The highest producer and consumer of child pornography is right here in the United States.
Well, if you lost one of your children to one of these evil people, you'd do anything to get even and get your child back. I had a knock on my door one day. Tim said, listen, I really feel like I can do better leaving the government.
I'd find a group of kids in Guatemala or Colombia, and I couldn't do anything about it because it wasn't a U.S. case. It's outside of the jurisdiction, and I understood that. However, that doesn't mean that we couldn't be doing more.
Tim Ballard left his law enforcement career, everything that he knew, his pension, his security, to start a nonprofit called Operation Underground Railroad. They've done jumps everywhere throughout the world, rescued kids, and then helped them get to a safe place with their aftercare programs.
He had a way that we could really make an impact, but they needed $1 million to start. And I said, I'm in.
We had set up this operation that looked like it went flawless.
We unfortunately got some very frustrating news.
The traffickers were being released and that all the girls were released.
They paid money to the right people, to the judges. The job's not quite done, but it's almost done because now we need to go back and we need to rearrest every single one of these traffickers. It will be a message to Haiti, to America, to the whole world, that there are good people everywhere that will stand up for this. This guy, these guys.
Leaving us.
Thanks, guys. I guess that means everyone's coming back, right, tonight? We would love to see all of you. Again, I've never seen this. I'm dying. I'm like so nervous to watch this. My wife's in it. Tony Robbins, Glenn I mean, so many people are in this. The Miss Saigon cast from Broadway that got involved, and one of those Broadway people that got us introduced is going to be singing later on in the week. James Barber, my buddy, he's the fan of the opera. Just left, and so you guys are gonna have fun with him. And but so many amazing people got involved. Sorry, I just took the stage from you.
Fine.
I'm just real excited. And so please, everyone, please come back. Please come back and watch this with us. Thank you. Awesome. All right.
So I got two really quick things I want to go over, and then we're going to go to the break. So again, number one question I get from everyone is like, how can I help? And I was kind of the same thing. Like, as soon as I met Tim the first time, I'm like, what can we do? I want to figure out something. So we figured out a couple really cool things. So first off, how many of you guys here would like to have the event recordings from today and the next 4 days? Okay. So we don't sell those ever. Who here tried to buy last year's recordings? I didn't sell them. None of you guys got them. So I don't sell the recordings to these events. We just don't do that, right? But what we decided to do is for anybody who will donate at least $250 to Operation Underground Railroad, we'll give you the event recordings for the next 4 days. That sound awesome? And we also made these really cool T-shirts. I don't know if you've seen these yet. So on the front says O.U.R, and if you read this, it says, to the children who we pray for daily, we say, your long night of coming is to an end. Hold on, we're on our way. And on the back, a little more aggressive tone. This is from your side. I didn't write this. And to those captors and perpetrators, even you monsters who dare offend God's precious children, we declare to you, be afraid, we are coming for you.
Yeah.
So anyone donates at least $250, you get a T-shirt, and you get all the event recordings for the next 4 days. We will give you guys that. And then two other things. What's that? You're welcome. And then I asked him before this, I said, well, how much, because I was curious, like, how much does it cost to save a child? Like, what's that actually look like? And he said, well, it costs about $2,500 to save a child. And he said about $10,000 to save them and also rehabilitate them, which is the bigger part of it. After they save a kid, like, how do you get that person back into society? And so we have two other options on here. One is for $2,500, where if you want to actually help save a child, you can invest there. If you want to help save and rehab, there's a $10,000 option as well. And so those are all options for you guys as well. And then one cool thing I didn't know as well, we have, if you like to also help pay monthly, do you want to tell them what the numbers are, like how much your missions are funded by this part of it?
Yeah, we have something called to become an abolitionist. That's a recurring donor. Recurring donations, it's so important for us as a nonprofit, and we're totally a nonprofit. We don't take any government money. That allows us to move how we need to move. And it's hard to know month to month how much we have. And so as we're planning our missions, this recurring donation program gives us a sense of what we'll have. We can plan better. And to be an abolitionist, you give $5 or more a month. And 40% of our rescue operations are funded by our abolitionists who give $5. Some people say, I'm just going to give $5 or $10 or $15. What does that mean to this group? It means everything to us. Because in mass, that's what allows us to fund our operations. 40% of the kids we've rescued come from this program. So become an abolitionist. It's really cool. You get access to certain things that others don't get access to. And go online and do that for us. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. There's an option today. Yeah. Awesome.
Thanks.
So that option is there as well. I would encourage you guys to not only donate, but also go on the monthly plan and just continue that. And then, I had one other thing. So last night, we went to dinner, and Tim sat next to us, and Todd Dickerson, you guys met Todd earlier today, my business partner, he leaned over and said, hey, should we do something really, really cool? I'm like, what's that? He's like, what if every single person that donates anything during this event, what if we match it? I was like, can we do that? He's like, I don't know, why not? I'm like, all right. So basically what's going to happen is any of these donations you guys make between now and when Tony Robbins leaves on Saturday, Todd and I are also going to match that as well.
Come on.
So,
there you go.
I love this guy. We love ClickFunnels. Man, amazing.
So that means if you're going to save one kid, it means you just save two, which is exciting. So what we're going to do right now is, like I said, we're going to break. These order forms are in the back here, and also the T-shirt. So what I recommend doing is when you guys get up, is go over there, grab one of these things. You see the back table back here? Everyone's got their hands waving. Grab one of these, fill it out, do whatever level you're comfortable with. Grab a T-shirt. If you at least $250, you get a T-shirt. Grab that, and then head on down to the event room. And then 8:30 tonight, we're coming back, and we're going to watch this whole documentary together. If you don't feel comfortable, that's totally cool as well, but I hope you guys do come back so you can understand the impact of what your dollars are doing and how they're helping people. And then after that, we'll have open mic Q&A for these guys to answer any of your questions about O.U.R, about the filming of the documentary, and that kind of stuff. So thank you guys again, and back over there is where you can get the order forms and get signed up. Thanks, everybody.